He's here. He's finally here. He's finally here. I told you guys. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. And welcome everyone to another Middle-earth gaming update. It's a news update. It's news for our Middle-earth strategy battle game. We finally have the article. Yes, it is probably a week late, or an article never, it only arrives precisely when it means to. An article is never late, nor is it early. It only arrives precisely when GW puts it up. But yes, it is finally here. We're going to dive into it in this video. You guys have probably seen it already. I put the post up on the GBHL, which has got a massive amount of comments and likes and comment reactions. So thank you guys to everyone who did that. That was pretty damn awesome. It seems like, it's well, not everyone enjoys it because, not everyone's the same, which is good. But, not everyone has to enjoy it. Not everyone has to like it. But who the hell am I talking about? It is Eärnur, the last king of Arnor. Of Gondor, I should say. The last king of Gondor. He went to go help Arnor in their hour of need. I'm going to get Gondor and Arnor confused. Just watch. During the war of Arnor. Like the rise of Angmar, the fall of Angmar as well, and he basically. I'm just gonna get into the article, guys, because it's gonna tell us all about it. So let's get straight into the article and let's get talking about it. So here we have the article, guys. Hail the last king of Gondor. Welcome back to The Road Goes Ever On and On, the monthly blog covering all things Middle-earth. Once again, we'll be diving into details of last month's teaser, and there's another to ponder over to boot. June's Middle-earth teaser. So this was our teaser in the last month. I know. I'm just gonna say, guys. I called it. Ever since, I don't think I actually called it, but I did predict. Back when, the Arnold cavalry came out and we were discussing if it's going to be an Arnold supplement, I hope they do Eärnur or Eärnur or however you want to say it. The last king of Gondor. I thought it'd be a very, very cool idea to have it as a surprise appendix profile, I should say, just like Helm in Raw and Rohan and that kind of thing. But no, they're just right in our face. And it is absolutely gorgeous right here. I gotta say, we'll talk about the foot model first. The foot model is amazing. That shield is incredible. Some people are talking about, the designer shield. I think it's pretty damn cool. Obviously, the design of the shield is it's very similar to the shield that we will get now for Minas Tirith. There's like a bit of a halfway point between the Minas Tirith design shield and the Númenórean design as well, because we have the very much angular bottom bit of the Númenórean shield, but also we have the big plate bits at the edges, very similar to the Minas Tirith shields. Obviously the white trees on there, so that's more of a white tree similar to the Minas Tirith shields, and we have the crown there, that is the crown of the king on the shield there. And we'll talk about the foot model first. I know I've seen some people say, it's, the sculpt's not too great, the hair could be a bit better sculpted, and I really just don't care, guys. I think you're going to see a lot of conversions, especially when we come to the mounted version. I think we're going to see a lot of conversions when it comes to this foot model. We're going to see a lot of Elendils being, on this foot model, especially on the mounted version, but like I said, we'll get to that in a second. And, Aragorn at the Black Gate. Aragorn, 4th Age King Aragorn, I think you're going to see a lot of him as well, which will be cool. And of course, once we get to the mounted, that looks like Elendil mounted, right? He looks like Elendil. Obviously, it's the same crown because he's the king of Gondor. He's not the High King, obviously, but he's the king of Gondor. So obviously, the crown gets passed down from generation to generation. That shield is amazing. I'm going to pick this model up, guys. You guys already know this. He's going to be in some cool scenarios, I hope. Hopefully Legendary Legion, with Elrond and Glorfindel and all that cool stuff. And I'm going to press mold that shield. I'm probably going to get a few of these, to be honest, just to do some cool conversions. Because, like I said, you're going to see multiple conversions of this guy already. I think someone's already converted Eärnur. I've seen on one of the groups today, so that's very, very cool. But that shield, I'm going to press mold it, and I'm going to put it onto Fountain Court Guard. because that's just an awesome looking shield. I was hoping that we'd get Ayana, like as I said before, but I didn't know how good he was going to be. And like I said, the mounted model is obviously better. It is undoubtedly better than the foot model, but the foot model is gorgeous as well. But I don't think you can barely fault the mounted model. I gotta say, I think that's one of the best models in the range, and I haven't even got it yet. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, the paint job is completely different. Like, once you get it in actual hand, could be not as good as we've seen. But from what I'm seeing here, that is just as good as the Glorfindel or as Thranduil and Elk. Some of the best models in the range, undoubtedly. And I think that definitely goes up, up towards that as well. I have heard some opinions, of course, as well, about if the foot model could also be helmeted, and if the mounted model could also be unhelmeted. I don't know. It's possible they might have options. Who the hell knows? Obviously, we'll get into the little details of his profile in a second, but he does have an option to take a lance, and he's obviously got a lance on there as well. So is he going to have an option to have a sword mounted as well? I reckon if he doesn't, you're going to see conversions of it anyway, obviously, because if it's an option, it's probably an option there, or just green, not green stuff it, magnetize it. That's it. You want to magnetize it. But let's get into the profile and of this awesome guy. So at the time of Arnor's fall, Ayana is the heir to the throne of Gondor, and is he who leads the armies of Gondor north to wage war against the Witch King of Angmar at the Battle of Fornost. A skilled if somewhat hot-headed warrior, Ayana had the Witch King beaten until the Nazgul used his malign power to cause the prince's horse to bolt and flee, allowing the Witch King to escape. Though the battle was won, Ayana was left humiliated and swore he would never be made a fool of again, which would ultimately lead to his downfall years later. Ayana's profile is one fit for a king, so we get a little bit of hint of his profile here. So it is impressive with a fight value of 6, as well as 3 attacks, 3 wounds, and 3 all-important might points. Armed with a sword, shield, and heavy armor, and with the option to take an armored horse and a lance, Ayana is a warrior of exceptional martial prowess. So obviously we see a little bit of his profile there. Fight 6 is really, really cool. Actually, it's going to come into his rule a little bit later. Of course, if you guys have probably already seen his rules as well. But it is it's pretty damn cool. And we can also see that he has 3 attacks. Of course, he's a big king of Gondor. He's going to be a big beefy guy. 3 might points. Doesn't say anything about his will. Doesn't say anything about his fate. I would assume that he's going to have at least 1 fate point. I don't think he's not going to have 0 fate points, but heroes like this, if you're unsure, the Witch King issues a challenge essentially years after the Battle of Arnor, after the fall of Arnor, for King Ayana, while he's in Morgul, and basically puts out an issue for Ayana to go hand to hand in civil combat. And Ayana, against the bereft of everyone, say don't do it. It's a trap. He goes for it anyway. Obviously, as you guys saw there, and he's never seen of it again. So obviously, he probably falls. That makes me think that he's probably going to have 1 fate. Although this profile, to say that he is the Prince of Gondor, like he's the King of Gondor, he's the Prince of Gondor, I'm hoping he has 2. I'm hoping he has 2. 3 is probably pushing it, but I'm hoping he's at least 2. 1, I'm not a massive fan of the 1 fate heroes. They should be of how they are when they're alive, when they're at their prime. Maybe have like a different profile, like Boromir of Gondor. Boromir of Gondor has obviously the Fellowship profile where he does die during the Fellowship, so he has no fate. But he also has the profile where he is, the hero of Gondor. The commander in chief. The son of the steward. The best Gondor has to offer, and he has 6 might, 3 will, and 3 fate. So that's kind of cool. But then we're going into the area that we had previously in the old editions, that there are multiple profiles for multiple characters. I actually enjoyed that. I know a lot of people didn't. I know a lot of people didn't like multiple profiles for different characters, but I think that having multiple profiles for different characters at their different lives of different points in their lives makes a little bit of sense, if you're going to be honest. And, you know, especially with the introduction of legendary legions, maybe in a legendary legion, you know, let's just say in a so-called legendary legion that, you know, that comes out, you can have this profile Boromir, but not this profile Boromir. You can only have one profile, you know, the one with less fate or the one with more fate. You know, you can only have one certain profile, but there's, if you want to do that. I think that's a cool way to do it. But that again, that's just my thing. If I have to guess, I think he's going to have one fate. I hope he has two. I don't think he's going to have three. I hope he has two, fingers crossed, but he's probably going to have one, unfortunately. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. I'd like to get your opinions about that as well. So we come on to a couple of his special rules. So the first one's called a Fool's Challenge. Very much going into keep with his law. Aeona's pride bordering on arrogance means he will never refuse a challenge, but that is to put him, nor will he that is put to him, nor will he turn away from a fight. I couldn't even read that for a second. If Aeona is ever the target of a heroic challenge, he may never choose to decline under any circumstance. Additionally, Aeona must always charge an enemy hero model if he is able to do so. So, obviously, two different rules there. If he's ever the target of heroic challenge, he may never choose to decline. There are certain circumstances. Obviously, heroic challenge is not very commonly used. I would like to actually have it updated so it would actually be worth it, because I think that's kind of cool. You see it in Lord of the Rings all the time. You see Aragorn going up against Lurtz. You know, you see Gandalf going up against the Witch King. You see Eowyn going against the Witch King. You know, those kind of things. I think you should have a different way that makes it fair for both sides, but also is worth doing, because I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. Obviously, if you decline a heroic challenge, your warriors can't benefit from your heroic actions. They can't benefit from with me, that kind of stuff. I think there's a few other things. I haven't read heroic challenge in so long, guys, because no one uses it. But I think it's I don't think it's there for that. I don't think it's there for, this rule is basically useless. I think it's there because it's fluffy. It's there because it's themey, and it makes sense that he would have that rule. You know, he's very prideful. He doesn't like to back away from a challenge, and that's why that's there. Again, always must charge an enemy hero model if he's able to do so. That's easily done. It doesn't have to charge the nearest enemy model, which is great, so he can't be baited, but he must charge an enemy. So you can always, work around that. That's pretty damn easy. Also, he has Master Duelist. A Master Swordsman with an exceptional duelist. There are none within Gondor that can match Aeona's skill with a blade. At the start of a fight involving Aeona, after resolving any special rules that affect an enemy's model's fight value, but before any heroic strikes are resolved, Aeona must increase his fight value to match that of a single non-monster model he is engaged with. Bye-bye ring bearers, bye-bye bat swarms, any kind of that kind of stuff. Active abilities are not going to work on this guy. So you put a bat swarm in there, that's not going to work against him, which is awesome. You put again, it's very situational, because he is already fight 6, so he's not going to go up against, unless he's going up against maybe like Gil-galad, that kind of stuff, like, on blue on blue, because there's not many things apart from like Azog, Elisar, that kind of stuff, like, big beefy heroes. There's not many things that have got more than fight 7 that isn't a monster. So obviously there are going to be situations for this, but I think that's very, very cool. If you're going up against a monster like that anyway, you're heroic striking anyway, so that doesn't really make that doesn't really matter too much. But those are his special rules. Very, very cool. Very, very different as well, which I like. A lot of these models coming out recently, especially the last guy, Nazthrak, has got a very cool different rule, and it's always nice to see. I just wish they would release some. Please, GW, please release some of these. We would love to see, even if it's just bring out the knights and bring out whatever his name is, the Captain of Arn, or whatever his name is. I completely forgot. I'm sorry. You know, just please release something. We're begging you. But it's also good because I just bought a ton of models this month, so I'm glad that they haven't released anything as well. But there we go, guys. That is Ayana. Of course, he is absolutely gorgeous, as you guys can see here. Cannot wait to get him. He's going to be, obviously, he's just so damn cool, man. Like, I want him and a bunch of Knights of Gondor, you know, side by side. I think that would be very, very cool. Maybe even press molding that shield so the Knights of Gondor can get him, like having like a kind of Kingsguard kind of thing. I think that could be very, very cool army. But there we go. Next on, we move on to next month, which, you know, hopefully next month will be August. I'm hoping this drops in hopefully September, October time. It's some, you know, we gotta hear something soon, right? The book's gotta be announced soon. Something's got to be announced soon. You know, we first heard it in February. We've got the first teaser in March. So it's been 3 months. It's been 3 months since the first teaser. March, April, May, June, or 3 or 4 months. Maybe it was announced in March and got the first teaser was in April. I can't remember, to be honest. But it's been about 3 months. And usually 3 months is around GW's way of, you announce something and then you release something 3 months later. That's usually the case. Obviously, the big hype with Age of Sigmar, the 4th edition of Age of Sigmar, a few other things with GW as well. And obviously, we are not GW's biggest game system anymore, unfortunately. But obviously, we are a big fan. Like, you know, our fan base is very loyal to this game, I would say. More than a lot of other game systems, I think. So I think it'd be nice to hear something, you know, we get one article a month. That's all we get. That's all we, you know, it'd be nice to get something more, but, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, I'm glad that, you know, we're just getting support for the game, obviously. You know, having one supplement a year, a couple of models a year, you know, that's at least it's something. It's better than nothing. People sometimes complain, you know, the foot model, you know, it's not great, you know, badly sculpted. You know, it is what it is, but, you know, you don't have to like it. You don't have to buy it. There's the range is still there for you guys to buy. It's still for you guys to collect. This is just GW's way of showing their support. At least they're actually supporting the game. When something does get released, and it's going to be amazing. You know, there's going to be a massive hype in the community. You know, when this was released last night, being released less than 24 hours ago, as we recording this video, when I put that post out, so many people were so excited. The community was overjoyed. You know, 95% I think of people saw how great this model is, especially, like I said, especially the mounted model, which was absolutely great. But what is next? What are we can expect next month? It is this. I think obviously Evil is obviously Angmar. A lot of speculation going around that this could be something to do with Rudar. I can definitely think it could be like Rudar Warriors. There was a nice, there was a cool post out on the Great British Hobbit League today. I noticed after I finished work of a side by side. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. I'm very sorry about that. But there was a side by side comparison of this and Rudar Warriors from a game called War in the North, was on the Xbox 360 and maybe PC. And they looked very similar. So there could be some kind of Rudar Warrior. Again, you know, it could be cool. Very, very cool. Like Men of Khan Doom, you know, obviously that's going to be, that's obviously a big thing in Angmar. I don't know how big this supplement's going to be. How many do you guys think? How many more profiles, how many more models do you think we're going to get? I'll leave that to you to decide, guys. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What are you guys excited as I am? You guys can probably see I'm very excited. Ayana, he's finally got announced. I'm so damn excited. Like I said, I've been waiting, you know, for a few months now. Like I said, when I figured out like that, I think, because I think before we saw the Arnold Warriors and I saw the shield, it was like the first teaser. And I had an inkling that maybe Arnold was going to be the next supplement. That I was like, it'd be awesome if we get Ayana. I think that would be freaking damn awesome. And he's here. He's here. Well, he's not here, but he's been revealed. So that's just freaking damn awesome. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll get out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, happy gaming. Bye.